Hi. I'm not sure if you can hear the music in the background. You know, I'm tired of this. I want the demons and devils to come now. The demons have to come now. The evil must come now. I'm tired of living in this world for the last 40 years, knowing that they're out there, but slowly they're only torturing us until we can't handle the unseen pain. The unseen pain of the game. It's all insane, it's ridiculous, it's retarded. I see the numbers. Doesn't matter if Ronald Grimmett is wrong. Makes no difference if Ronald Grimmett is wrong, because he's a lucky guy. Regardless of how many points are against him, how he's crippled part of his body all over the place, I am still not like, what is it, Stephanie, is it not King? Well, regardless of what it is. Got a little bit wrong here, a little bit wrong here, my fingers are all screwed up, my thinking's a little off. You know, I was off the Seroquel for a little bit, whatever the reason was that. And boy, oh boy, did that attack me. I woke up 5 days in a row earlier than I've ever woken up in the last 7 years and feeling great and awake. 3 days now I'm taking it. 3 days I wake up late. Well, actually, 2. The first day was nothing. The second day I was okay until 10 in the morning. This morning when I woke up at 6, then at 7, then at 8, I was awake, but I had to go back to bed. I want the demons and devils and evil to come now. Do what you could now. Come get us now. Because the faster we awaken you, the faster the good Lord comes to stop you. The good Lord, but the Israelis and Pharaoh, 400 years, they were in slavery. They weren't melted death, is what I like to call it, melted death. There was no melted death. Over time, you learn how to understand, and they should have had a union. Even if they came in, all they do is have a union, treat us right, we'll work for you. You want to hold us hostage? One day the Lord will come and take us out. The only one who stood up to do that was Moses. And the minute he stood up, that was it. It was all over. It started happening faster and faster. First they're in bondage for 40 years. Then Pharaoh says, oh my God, the plagues, and lets them go. And then, oh my God, his wife says, bring them back. Bring them back. Bring them back. Bring them back. But Pharaoh needed to show blood on the sword, because part of the sword is a representation of the corner of the pyramid. I've been drawing these things over and over again. I get corners of buildings, pyramids, bricks, and I'm going to see in here if I have it. I only have the red sword. Red, yellow cap, the energy of Christ. Spirit of God, energy of the universe, Christ. Okay? Everything has a meaning, from diamonds to dots, to the dark. You see this background over here? Do you know why it's a background? Because the two sides of the world, you see in the center it's black? The yellow world is on top of the black world. Now, you can ask yourself that question. Is the red on top of the black? Well, does it look like cherry? No. It's a true blue. It's a true red. You ever hear the way they say it? True blue? True blue, electronic. But that's red. So the red spirit honors both sides, okay, into the black, because yellow, red, and blue create a black color in colors. What else am I going to do next? Now, I wasn't even coming on here to do a video, really, but I'm going to throw just a bunch of stuff at you. House, maison. In French, maison. When the house totals up to 68 or 86, and did you know that 86 mem in Hebrew is the house of God? Here on earth, the house of God is 68. Maison in French is 71. And that's the same number that pops up in the coordinates of Mars. This is the Statser for the Queen. It's not only the Statser for the Queen. To bring this to a 10-10, it's 3 and 9, which is perfection. The perfection of the French house. The Queen lives in the French house. You know where this French house should be located? Mars. You know what else? M-A-I-I-A-M. I am. It says I am. Anyways, we bring the digits down. 6 and 8 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 7 and 1 is 8. So we're just going to take this 5 and bring it over here. To bring it to a 10-10, we need to add another 5. Now we go 5 and 5 equals 1. So now we take the 1 of the original answer, we add it back to the first one, the first question, which is the first 5, and we end up with 6. Then we go to house, we bring it to 71. It only comes in as a single digit. To bring this to the 10 world, we need a 2. We take the 2 and bring it to the 7 world. Okay, we need a 5. 7, 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. We didn't do that here because we didn't have to do it. We didn't pass. It was a 1. 1 and 5 is 6. 6 and 6. House and house. Maison. In French, it's the month of May and the sound of the month. Reversed, it's I am the Son, I am the Son of God, and I am the sound of God. Reverse it, it says, may I, can I, the Son. If you reverse Son backwards, S-O-N, it's N-O-S. And in French, that says our. And altogether it would say, our Son, I am the Son of God. Basically, this is the number 5. I just added rabbit ears to it. Because S and O together creates the Snoopy dog, or at least creates a part of the Snoopy dog. The Snoopy dog is created, I mean, if you take a look, it's like this and like this. It's the beginning of a second connecting world that connects between the ears. But you can't see it because it's a loop. It goes in one ear, out the other ears, and that's why Snoopy ears, whoosh, right up in the air, the ears go. Communication, electronic. The other thing I want to throw at you, there's a bunch of things. Inside the letter M, okay, what I did is I shoved the letter F. But it didn't really work because I couldn't put the F high enough, or could I? You see, the F has 2 long arms, one here and one here. This is 2 long arms, and this one only goes to the center. When you're connecting the 2 worlds, we need a space in between. There's another way to look at the same thing, even though you might be confused and you don't understand, is when you draw the F into this world. It's on this angle. Automatically, this one goes 2, 1, 2, which is longer than the space of up and down. And then this one stops here because in the center here is the ball of Jupiter. If you look at it, the 2 F's create the home field, okay, the home diamond. At the same time, here's the F part here that will close out right around here, which will either be the pitching mound or it'll be second base. Now when you go down to the open area here, again, the last part, when you set up the electronics, you must send the E letter inside and then connect, and it creates the sword. And that becomes home plate in baseball over here, home plate. The other thing is, I mean, there's a lot of them. Row, row, row your boat gently down a stream. The initials of this one tell a story. Every word tells a story because I make sure I can make something up from everything. It doesn't matter because no one can actually know the truth. No one knows the truth. So if you make up a story, it's your story, it's the truth for your story. However you want to implement that truth inside your life, well, that's your business, not mine, right? I'm just nice enough to come out here and share with everybody. What? Did you hear the guy in the background, what he said? You know what he said? He comes to this place all the time. He says, you're nuts, you're going to make us all crazy. Well, if you're watching me, maybe you won't be so lazy, you'll just want to jump up out of the chair and get something done. Anyways, we're going to get into another area. I don't know. There's a few things. See this? They come from the same area. One up, one down. They get the same energy. You put one on one side. 2 weights. A weight over here and a weight over here. You see this little arm holding it, this little arm holding it? These are 2 walnuts that they're weighing. This is the floor that they sit on. The round floor. Everything in the universe is a little round. There's not much of the universe that's really flat. Is there? I mean, if it rattles, it goes around and around and around. If it's flat, it goes on forever. But we do know in the roulette numbers, or on this, we have 2 different kinds of world. One where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goes, and then the block world, okay, with all kinds of arrows up and down and all around. You see where the number 9 is over here? See what's on top of it? The star key, right? You saw that star key? Wait a second. I got to see it myself. Wow, am I out to lunch, eh? So you see that star key. On one side of it, on one corner is an 8. The other one is an add. Beside it is a minus. You see, when you go beside something, okay, I'm trying to understand, I might not get this right, but when you go beside something, right, 7 beside the next number is 8, and one is odd, one is even, so in they're opposite worlds. So if you're going to beside you, you're going into the other world, therefore you're minus from this world, you're added to the next world, and that's why on this keyboard, it has all these numbers. And then the sound and everything else that goes along. Don't you notice the way the square squares off all in its own? And it's got its own light directly above, starting completely to the right. And then there's the world of 1, 2, 3, which could be A, B, C after F12. And then above 6 numbers, and then the one before, which is, you see this over here? This one is missing over here. This becomes the triangle, and this becomes the 4-leaf clover. Of course it's all true. It's my story. How can it not be true? Let me get on to the next one, okay? Everybody keeps coming up 6, 22, 6. So I put 1, 6, 22, 6. And I'm looking at the 1s in here to become the cage, like this. Become the 11s, 1 and 1. They cage in 6, 22, 6. But I'm going to divide 99 by 162, 226, and it comes out to 1639. Do you know what that is? Oh my God. Oh my God. The Aztec. Oh my God. The Aztec Furlies of 1539. This one says 1639. Same thing. Same thing. 15, 16, it's the same thing. It's the passage letter. That's all. The Aztec Furlies. I got this information, believe it or not. Actually, don't believe it, but just listen to the story. I come home one day from work and a friend of mine is here on the computer. And I didn't see him do anything. And all of a sudden, a story pops up. So I went to the site, I looked at the story, I listened to the story. And it was weird because I checked out if there were any other comments or anything on the site. There was nothing. He didn't go back to the computer, but I did. And I stood there for almost an hour, 2 hours fooling around until boom, another story comes up. And there was a site called Extra Normal. Obviously was perfect, the pastor, so they can't hear your voice or see your, okay? Although the typing wasn't perfect that they made, and the videos were perfect, it could have been a hoax for me, but they came out telling me about the Aztec Furlies of 1539. And this, what I just showed you, this number, the universal number, is 1639. 16 plus 39, because the word is divided, 16 plus 39 equals to 55, or 1. 1 and 99 is 100. I went for the same thing here, and I did it by 6s, okay? It came out to 4917, which is the eternal queen, the vision of Christ, eternal queen, coming to 66. 66 and 55 is 121, okay? 121 is May 1st, the 5th month of the first day, Area 51, Highway 15, Interstate 15, 51, A, E, I, O, and U added, A1, E5 equaling 6, O, 15 equaling to 21. 21 can also be attained by adding 1 to 6. Now you add the U of 21, you get 31, 41, 42, and I made a mistake somewhere. So I have to do this over again. A, E, oh, I left out the I, I'm sorry. A, E, A and E, 6, and I, 15, and now you go to the 15th letter. O is 30, and then U is 21, area 51, only through the vowels. A consonant, the den of man. You mean how many letters are in the other word? We have to break down this alphabet and rip it apart and put it back where it belongs, because mommy's coming home and she wants their game back in the box. And you can't put it back in the box if you can't find it in your own mind. Then you can't pick up the pieces and you can never learn. But if you keep on trying, that's just as good. So we ended up with, look in the center, it's an I. This way, it'd be the H. Okay. This is the reason that there's corner, 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 corner. You see there's nothing here, but the center of this gives you 2 more pockets and pull. This one over here, okay, is supposed to be the 6 dice. You see the way it ended, right? But if this was the 6 dice, look, it's the only dice that makes an H in the center. At the same time, it makes an 8. It also says 6 because it's got 6 holes. It's also got 1, 1, 1, in which comes into 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, because 2 sides of the 1. I mean, when they ask you, how many roads on the highway? And you tell them there's 1, the guy's going to say, 1, I don't get it. 1 left, 1 right. How many lanes? So there's a whole complicated understanding inside of this. So we're going to go on to something next, okay? So now we bring it over to 16, the same thing, and we divide it by 33, and the crossroad of 4 and 9, 4 and 9, would be the same thing as if I cross. I'm going to see if I have it on here somewhere. No, I don't. But if you're on your telephone, 4 and 9 is like this. 7 is here and 6 is here. So 4 and 9, okay, is the flip value, okay, to 7 and 6. 1976, 1776, and this means also eternal. You see the bridge angle that it comes up on here? Well, if I revert this angle, it will turn into a diamond, okay, and then on the roulette wheel, 8, 10, 11, 13, 26, 28, 29, and 31 represent that shape, and it tells you what it's all about, which means the spirit heaven of man, 1 and 3, creation of 1, and creation of the one spirit, and the one God who created all of it. One God goes first. One God created it all, and that's it. Now you can do whatever you want with the 1, because he's already bubbled the 1. He now owns the 1. Not only that, really and truthfully, if you look at it, okay, here's the 1 dice in the 5th position, okay? The 1 doesn't even exist on the phone because it plays from the 5th position. That's all. What else are we going to get to? Something I've already shown you. The I, the exclamation point, the question mark, and the jack. The other thing for 162, part of 166226 from the other one, 54 by 3s go into 162. 162, 81, and 81, which is a 9 by 9 world. 81 times 3 is 243. I mean, divided by 3 is 27, which is the age of death. 162 divided by 9 is pi 18. Okay? And now 1776 divided by 9 equals 1973,333. Now the next one I'm going to work with is 829. 829 divided by 9 equals 261, which is over here on this. Now, one of the reasons I'm telling you this is because when I started this whole thing, I showed this video before, right? I mean, not this video, but 289 that I was just showing you, 289. 289, 982. $928, 289, 982. Why? Any reason? Doesn't matter. 652. Who we are and the totality of what we can be. 312. Zimbabwe, that's the way you call it. Bombs away. The Mayan number. 312. Then what we're going to do is it's really going to be funny because remember that answer I gave you before? I already got it in a license plate. Resident Angel 81, 9 by 9. 19 ends up being the spirit. 73 are the 4 corner numbers on your telephone. I also told you, I don't like to tell you, but if I don't tell you, you don't know what I tell you. I'll ask you if I need to, and I'll ask and I'll tell at different times because it's not nice to tell all the time unless you're telling a story. So we had, which was the division of that, which was this division I was showing you here. 261. 261. Where am I on this? The other thing we got to look at is, no, I didn't finish this. Here's 2 M's together. You see all these dots? See the Y here? The Y makes a house on this one. If I don't do it, look what happens here. Okay, you see the Eve over here? The way it goes over and the way it goes over here? Here's another kind of house, like a barn. 2 different kinds, depending whether or not I put these dots in. It looks like what it looks because we're building We're building a house. So the guy shows up tomorrow and he looks, he goes, where's the house? We're building it. We're building products. We can build a house. Okay, what's next before I shoot around? The letter Q. Two Qs, it looks like weights. Do you know why? Because there's a higher and lower subsidy to our planet, and they connect and feed each other. So you end up with the Q. You like this? See, it looks like half a brain? What that is, I like to say that it's the, hold on a second. See, two legs, only one arm. Can't be two arms, the number one is gone. It's one arm missing. It's on us. So we have, I like to look at it and say, this is the duck. Quack, quack. The duck, the rabbit, and the coyote. The duck, the rabbit, the coyote. So this is the duck, or it's the letter K. Duck! You know why you duck? I mean, think of it. Duck. I mean, you only duck if you don't want to get hit in the head. What otherwise do you want to duck? The other reason to duck, not getting hit, is for duck. What do you mean, four ducks? There ain't no four ducks. Four ducks? Where's four ducks? No. We're playing golf, man. When you hit the ball and you think it's going to come close to somebody and hurt them, you scream far. Doesn't hit on your head, and that's your end. The other side of you. Only four parts of you stay awake. The other two parts come from the other world. So you get hit in the noggin, you have eggnog from your head. Okay, what's next? What's next? We did this. We did house. We did rabbit. We did the baseball field. Oh, here's the other one. There's so many little things that when you talk about 5, okay, 5 only brings itself back to the same area on every single count. 5 and 5 is 10, 15, 20. So you're always at 0 and 5, okay? So that means you would have Hawaii 5-0 because it would be the world of angel, of I, HW you would put together. And then it would say WH. Now you can ask any question you want, but it wouldn't make a difference because in that scenario, the H is now silent. The only letter left over is the W of creation. 2350. 50 plus 23 is 73. 3 by 7 is 21, making the initial count of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 equals to 21, and that's only one of the scenarios of its implication to understand its value inside that world. Did I say that right? Hawaii 5-0. And what's funny about 5 is 5 has to be, you see, it's a question. It's a question. If God has children, female or not female, the Q would have a U. But the word 5 in French, the Q has no U. So how does that work? Is that just because it's the male God or because it has nothing at all 5? It's only a transfer and passage, so it actually implicates itself only at 0 and 5, which is 10. And 10 is 1, and that makes God again. So 0, 1, God is the computer language, the understanding of the, I don't know. I'm just showing you. Here's another corner. You see the corner here? This way and this way. The reason for this angle. You understand that? It's a corner going this way and this way. Okay, now I'm going to show you. Yes, the angle of 4 and 9 is the same. That means there's an angle in the board to change the corner. So you can see a corner here, and you see a corner over here. See the way it's slanted down? It makes a V, half an M. Okay, if we draw a line through it connecting 9 through here, this would automatically create the 5. But normally the 5 is here, but now you'd have it here in Roman numerals because we connected inside this world. So we're with a number in this world, and then we're without this number because we're not in the same world, so we get another number. What else is there? Oh yeah, the 1973 that I wanted to show you is right here, 1776. Okay, divided by 3333 equals 1973. Can you figure it out? No, that's not it. I made a mistake. 1976 divided by, I think it was 9. Let me get out the calculator for a second. Even though I did this 100 times, 1776 divided by 9 equals, wow, now I got a different answer. Oh no, I got the same answer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no, I got the same answer. How can I show you this answer? Okay, I'm going to do it all over again. 1776 divided by 9 equals 197.333. That's your telephone, my friends. You see just before the 3, the dot comes up over here? Well, guess what? That dot has something to do with part of the division of the two worlds of the digital, and could be announcing a value to it, giving it actually a true name. I say it's the dot of God because it's the period of the mother. Right? Right? It's the mother of the universe. It's her period. She's at the end of every sentence. You know why the mother of the universe's period is at the end of every sentence? Sometimes the period says the end, and the end of the period says the beginning of life. The end, the period. They have a period, there's a period, she didn't have any babies. She didn't have any babies and she had a period, and her number was number 5, she wouldn't have a U on it. And that would make her female with no babies, but it can't be a female. It's got to be a male because otherwise females have babies. But wait a second, without the sperm of man, there is no child because the sperm is the spirit of God. And that's why he called man, man, and female, woman, because of the sperm. The female is the universe. Man from, where is it? Woman from Venus, man from Mars, number 24, the X-Man, because we're not sure who's coming out or who's going to be born. And when you sleep with the girl and you want to make a baby, let's make a baby. I mean, you don't discuss before, hey, let's make a baby boy. Let's make a baby boy. Hold on, we're going to bed. I'm all horny. Let's make a baby boy. And the guy turns around and he says, when I get drunk enough, he says, we'll make only boys because I'll be wild like an ass. What else am I going to say and make a fool of myself? 1381. I couldn't even explain this if I wanted to, but you know what I do like? In Quebec in 1976, 86, 96, 206, in 36 years, which is the creation of man, the numbers end with this sign. It means I remember. It says me. Instead of saying je me souviens, which means I, me, remember, it says the game of me, of life, the game to love, because you put E in front of the M, M-A, M, the sound A, the game I love, sou is money, sou is a pigos, souvent, souvien, to come, to have an orgasm, vien, this is what they say. Are you having an orgasm? This is what they say in French, tu souviens. It could say, do you remember? But I think it was the sperm leaving the socket who's going to remember when he gets old enough to talk. But you know what I believe? No sperm can ever talk. There ain't no reality in the life of the sperm and the egg. You know why? Because, what, the sperm can't think on its own? The egg can't think on its own, yet they get together and build a baby? I think, okay, that we don't have the element of, we have the computer chip in us up to age 2, 3, or 4, not that age, maybe a year and a half I think it is. Anyways, whatever age it is, we run on the computer chip until the spirit pops in, and then we start to become who we are, I think. Anyways, I'm a little tired now. I'm not sure what I had next to be done. There's a lot of things I'm not sure, but what I do want to say is when they say Q, okay, like pull Q, they say it C-U-E. Not a Q-U-E, a C-U-E. Again, the U with the C now instead of the Q making the same sound. Why, I do not know, because I'm not looking right now. I have other things to do. Raphael 7286, I hope I didn't ruin the thoughts of anybody in their own thoughts of this world. This is only a video. It's just like writing on paper and reading it and throwing it away if you don't like it. You do as you wish. It's your wish. Thank you for watching. Raphael 7286, the number of life.